Getting a raise or promotion as an empath can feel impossible, like everyone else is getting promoted and we're stuck wondering what we're doing wrong. But here's the truth, it's not about working harder, it's about positioning yourself better. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what's holding you back as an empath and the simple shifts that will help you get noticed, valued, and finally get ahead without changing who you are. All right, let's get into it. But first, why hard work is not enough. So promotions are not about effort, you know that. They're about visibility, leadership, strategic positioning. The people who get promoted are not always the hardest workers. You've seen this. They're the ones who are seen as leaders even before they have the title. They also advocate for themselves and make their contributions known. And sometimes that comes out prettier than others, but they're doing that. They're building relationships with the right people, and they're aligning their work with what the leadership team values. And for empaths, this can be tricky because it doesn't always feel comfortable being seen, speaking up, or advocating for yourself. There are a handful of mistakes that I made very early on in my career and that I see my clients make when I'm first working with them. The biggest one is assuming that your work will speak for itself. Because here's what actually happens when your work is really on point. More work naturally comes your way, but not necessarily more recognition. And now you become the go-to person for support, but maybe not someone that higher ups are seeing as a leader. And then we also might get stuck in the same role, waiting for someone else to tell us that we're ready. And then meanwhile, the people getting promoted, they're not necessarily better at the job than you. They just know how to be seen. It sucks, it's unfair, but I'm gonna help you get unstuck. So there are 3 things I want you to start doing right now. First up, we're gonna keep a wins list. So it's really natural for empaths to downplay their successes. And there's a lot of layers to that, guys. There's imposter syndrome, people pleasing, all the things. But I want you to start keeping a private list of your accomplishments. Did you lead a project? Did you solve a problem that no one else even saw? Did someone compliment your work? Just write it down, and not because you need to prove anything to yourself, but because you need to see your own value on paper. Because until you can see that for yourself, you are not going to be able to successfully get someone else to see it. So try this at the end of each week. Just jot down 3 small wins. I have a Google worksheet I'm gonna put it in the description box. I'll try to pin it in the comments also. A career growth tracker. It's got tabs for all of these things. Definitely grab that worksheet. And I want you every week to go in and update it. And then 2, I want you to speak up just a little bit more. So if you tend to stay quiet in meetings, challenge yourself. Just say one thing, even if it's just agreeing with a colleague. Ask a question that shows you're engaged. You could also share a really small insight related to your work. The key here is that you don't have to dominate the room. You just want to start showing up in small ways. And over time, this is going to feel more natural. And as you get more comfortable being visible in these current groups that you're in of coworkers, it's going to be really easy to do this with new people too. So that's the goal. And then 3rd and final, and this is really the most important, we want to let leadership know what we want. Because if you don't express interest in career growth, the leadership team might assume that you're content where you are, because a lot of people are happy where they are. But the people who tend to get raises or promotions are who? They are the people asking for raises and promotions. This doesn't mean we need to go in and demand a promotion tomorrow, but you can start planting the seed with something really simple like, hey, I really enjoyed leading that project. I'd love to do more work like that in the future. Or I'd love to know what skills I should focus on to grow in this role. So those kind of hit different than asking for money, or a raise, right? These are small conversations that let leadership know you are excited about the work and that you want to do more with that company. So we can put ourselves in that position for leadership without feeling pushy. So in your next one-on-one with your boss, just ask, what skills they think would prepare you for the next step in your career. And then once you have that conversation with your boss, we really now need to increase your visibility. Once you do that, you can more easily position yourself for promotions and raises without having to play office politics. That's the biggest thing. That's gross. It's uncomfortable. We don't want that. I'm going to show you how to do that, how to get more visibility in your job, in your workplace, in my next video. I'll see you over there.